Hello everyone, this is StrawberryShorty, back with Time Only Knows, and I actually had recorded this part already and have to re-record it because it accidentally got deleted, because I found out all of the files pretty much that I'd been recording with the phone had the audio out of sync. It took me forever to fix it. So let's just jump right in because I want to get to where I left off. So I chose to call the girl with the pigtails to trigger a bad end, so... Alright, we'll follow the email's directions and call the pigtail girl. Wait here then, I'm going to call her now. I'm back. Huh? Dr. Keiko, weren't you going to call the girl with the pigtails? Well, there's no one in the hallway. Huh? No one? No one. The cheerleader is out buying you that hamburger, so it makes sense that she wouldn't be there. But there's no sign of the black-haired girl or the pigtail girl either. I checked the restroom too, but it was deserted. Where did those three disappear to? And of course, here's our news report. This is a special news bulletin. 3 bodies have been discovered in XXXXX town in XX ward. According to investigators, the bodies belong to females in their late teens to early 20s, and all 3 show multiple stab wounds in their upper bodies. The bodies were discovered near the National Highway in an area with high daytime pedestrian traffic, with a burger shop and a supermarket nearby. A few minutes before the discovery was made, reports were made by residents in the neighborhood stating that 3 girls were quarreling in the road, and that they were fighting one another with blades in hand. XX police are proceeding with efforts to determine their identities and causes of death, and an investigation has been opened up under the assumption that the 3 were involved in some greater incident. This concludes our special bulletin. And I remember commenting that it's a little funny that they all had knives and got into a huge knife fight. And this is bad and for the chain between love and bloodlust. And the fact that they claim to not know their identities, but they somehow have pictures of all 3 of them. Alive and well. Plus, I don't think you can show pictures of teenagers in Japanese media. Hello, it is I, the blooming flower in the hospital, Holy Mary, wrapped in a white coat, Dr. Keiko Onigawara. Well, since you've received a bad ending, I suppose I'll give you some advice. The way I see it, you might be better off not obeying the message from the unknown sender. Maybe you should call the black-haired girl first, instead of the pigtail girl? I want you to take this down in red and underline it. Cheerleader, pigtail girl, black-haired girl, among these 3, there is a specific pair that will always lead to a disaster if you leave them together. If you can figure out that pair, you'll be able to avoid half of these bad endings. Well, did you get all that down? That ends my advice. See you, Shorty. Go now and guide the Shirls to a happy conclusion. And I remember reacting to that, thinking that doesn't make any sense, because it seems to be red-haired girl, we're going to call black-haired girl, red-haired girl and black-haired girl can't be left alone, but red-haired girl was out getting me that burger, so that doesn't make any sense. I've decided. I'm going to call the black-haired girl next. Defying the sender again. Sounds good. I like this anarchist streak I'm seeing. Wait right there, then. I'm going to call the black-haired girl now. I'm so frustrated because I saw this already. I don't think it was anything super revealing, but it's still annoying to have to re-record it all. Black-haired girl, you can come in. Pardon me. I had a feeling she'd be depressed over this. Shorty, my name is Cheryl Satome, and I am your girlfriend. But I am not the culprit. I understand that only as part of your memory has returned. I know that you don't remember me yet, but I love you, Shorty. I could never hurt someone I love and esteem so deeply. Please at least believe that much. Black-haired girl, I said this same thing to the cheerleader earlier, so I'm going to make it clear here. If you start getting over-emotional and crying and screaming or getting out of control, I will dismiss you from the room immediately. When I called you before, Shorty simply wanted to know which of you was Cheryl Satome, his girlfriend. This time is different. Figuring out who his girlfriend is synonymous with clearing up who tried to kill him. Shorty is serious about this now, and there's no time to waste. I want you to refrain from becoming emotional. Yes, I understand. Seeing the black-haired Cheryl looking so sad is making me feel super guilty. That sad face, it could be how she really feels, but it could also be an act. Your task is to get to the bottom of that. Stop letting her reactions jerk you around like this. You're right. Okay, let's move to my questions. So I already totally forgot the order I was doing for these, so I'm just going to say alibi. Please tell me your alibi during the murder attempt. In other words, between 5 and 6 p.m. today. I was hoping to get to that quickly, too. If I may start from the conclusion, I do have an alibi. I was attending an online lecture beginning at 5 p.m. So as you can see, I'm not the culprit. An online lecture? Yes, as I explained earlier, I do not attend school. So in addition to the tutoring I receive from Shorty, I'm also enrolled in a private online lecture service. Much as with private tutoring, in an online lecture, you can use a video chat program to speak with a lecturer one-on-one. So while remaining at home, I can take classes just as I would at school. Oh ho, I see. These are remarkable days we live in. When I was a student, I could never have imagined a service like this. Is Dr. Keiko even older than I took her for? However, black-haired girl, I'm certain one as smart as you could figure out that simply stating you were receiving an online lecture doesn't stand up as an alibi. We need evidence to support your alibi. Can you present us with such evidence? Yes, I can. I record all of my online lectures with my phone so that I can review them later. I save today's as well, of course. Just give me a moment. Here it is. Here, take my phone. Look at it as much as you like. I also remember making fun of this guy's weird thing he's got going on with his dress shirt that is see-through, and there's just no line connecting that gap there. Wow, so this is what an online lecture looks like. You use a video chat application and hold a verbal lecture with a blackboard. The main part of the screen shows the lecturer and the blackboard, and then there's a little window in the bottom left corner showing you. So you can do a lecture while seeing each other face-to-face like this. The video chat started at precisely 5 p.m. Let me just fast forward. It ends at 5:43. 5:43? That's pretty short. Yes, generally these lectures last for 45 minutes, but today it ended 2 minutes early. Why is that? You'll see if you watch the end of the video, but at 5:43, my dinner delivery arrived. It was a perfect stopping point, so we ended the lecture there. I'll move the slider over to the last part of the video to check then. At 5:43, the black-haired girl stands up from her seat and goes off camera. The lecturer goes, "Is something wrong?" You probably didn't know why she left. A few seconds later, the girl hurries back in front of the camera. She apologizes. "Sorry, my delivery just arrived." Yes, I asked them to make the delivery at 6, but it showed up early, so I got a bit flustered. Oh ho, what did you order, I wonder? Pizza. That's weirdly normal. Well, I guess even nobles eat pizza. Getting back on topic, as we can see from this video, there's a digital clock hanging next to the blackboard displaying the time and today's date. And I remember commenting that classrooms don't have digital clocks. They always have those clocks that I hate. The analog ones or whatever you call them. This recording definitely shows today's lecture, and I don't know how a clock would prove that. In other words, the video sufficiently proves the black-haired girl's alibi. She isn't the culprit. Right, I woke up after being drugged at 5:40. At that time, the black-haired girl was at home, so it's impossible for her to have done it. I'm not the culprit, but I am Cheryl Satome. Hey now, isn't it enough that we know you aren't the culprit? We can forget about whether or not you're Cheryl Satome for now. But I am the real Cheryl Satome. Okay, I'll move on to the next question then. Spare key. Do you have a spare key to my apartment? No, I don't. I haven't received one from you. Oh ho, you're his girlfriend and you don't have a key? I'm pretty sure I said this also in my original thing, which is like, I would not give anyone a spare key to the place where I live, so I don't know how that proves anything. Dr. Keiko, please don't start needling her. Well, isn't that weird? Black-haired girl, you're Cheryl Satome, right? You're his girlfriend. Surely you could have a spare key. I did want one. I've always wished I could have a spare key for my boyfriend, and I've been looking forward to getting one from Shorty. But at present, I still haven't received one. But perhaps Shorty simply doesn't trust me enough. Oh boy, please don't get so depressed that I regret poking fun at you. I knew it. I knew you were doing it on purpose. You can't mess with a delicate young girl's feelings like that. Okay, I'll move on to the next question then. Let me smell you. So, as for the next question, well, really it's a request. Yes? Will you let me smell you? Huh? Smell me? Yes, I want to know how you smell. I want to smell you. I know you're joking, but geez, that's gross. Coupled with how young the black-haired girl is, you look exactly like some perverted old man trying to hire a girl for sex. Oh dear, this is so embarrassing. Yes, I want to grant your requests, but to smell my body. Oh god, the way you look when you're embarrassed. Hey, if I gave you 10,000, would you let this old guy bear a pie of your panties? This is going to end with him getting arrested. The ones you're wearing right now, I mean, nice and warm. Oh, this is so awfully embarrassing. But if that's what you want, Shorty. No. Black-haired girl, don't you go hiking up your skirt and taking your underwear off. That's enough of this little skit. Just go over next to Shorty and let him smell you. You remember what I told you in the hallway. Shorty says that the culprit smelled the same as one of you. In short, Shorty wants to verify whether or not you're the culprit. I see. All I need to do is move next to him, right? Well, how is this? Can you smell me? If I smell strange, I apologize. Oh, no, not strange at all. It's sort of a green smell. The smell of an extremely refined, subdued perfume. And is this the same smell as the culprit smell? No, it's completely different. Well, of course, I'm not the culprit. Okay, I think that's all for my questions. The black-haired girl doesn't have a spare key, has an alibi for the time of the crime, and doesn't smell like the culprit at all. She's innocent. She's not the culprit. I'm very glad I could prove that. I'm Shorty's girlfriend. I'm Shiril's Satome. I don't have a single reason to kill my boyfriend. Oh, it's just about time. Shorty, do you have anything else to ask the black-haired girl? Since we know she isn't the culprit, I'm fine with some small talk as long as it doesn't drag on. Maybe just one, then, to finish up. And I'm going to do the same thing I do with all of them, which is let me see what's in your bag. It's frustrating because we got all the way through the blonde girl. So we have a lot to re-record, and I fear it's not going to be super interesting. And I don't want this video to be too long because I'm so worried about running into other issues. I had to reset the program because the data got huge and I didn't know how else to clear it. If you don't mind, would you let me see what you have in your bag? In my bag? Yes, the things you carry show what kind of person you are, right? I'm curious about what you normally take out and about with you. All right, just so you know, there isn't anything especially out of the ordinary. Here, you can look through my whole bag. I'll just take this then. So your bag is a mini Boston that seems to be made of calf leather. It's heavier than I expected. Looking at it closely, I can tell it's the sort of high-end item that commoners like us could never buy. It just feels different from other leather goods. Oh no, it's a very normal bag. No, this Boston bag is plainly high class. What brand is it? It's not a brand item. One of my father's acquaintances is a leather craftsman who makes horse saddles in France, and my father asked him to make this bag to fit me. It's completely custom made. Well, let's take a look at what's inside this classy bag. Textbooks, reference books, notebooks, a pencil case, a wallet, a makeup pouch, a handkerchief, and 4 newspapers. That's about it. Who carries newspapers with them? Hang on. I just noticed that your handkerchief is a differently colored version of mine, Cheryl. Mine has gray stripes and yours has green stripes. That's true. Are they a pair? Yes, the handkerchief Shorty carries is a present that I bought for him. I kept the green striped one and gave the gray striped one to him. Matching handkerchiefs? You two are a model couple. You're right. We're the best couple. You're getting embarrassed just saying it. That's so cute. By the way, black-haired girl, you read the newspaper in this day and age? One of these is a business paper, too. My father and mother are very fastidious about gathering information. They believe that it's important to get information from physical papers as well, not just online, so they have me read it, too. I hate reading newspapers. The ink smell makes me sick. I put a few of the newspapers from home into my bag so I could pass the time while waiting to see Shorty again. Wow, your parents' enthusiasm towards your education is really something. I can't remember the last time I read a newspaper. Let's see, what's on the front pages? Vice Minister of Mext denies dining together with Yakuza boss. Vice Minister accused of relations with Yakuza pursues action against magazine that published photos. Beset Vice Minister of Social Sciences dines with Yakuza following burglary. These all feel like things that could potentially be relevant somehow. All of these things are about the Vice Minister of Mext. Did he do something? All that happened is some photos were published of him having dinner with a Yakuza boss. You see this kind of trouble a lot with long-standing politicians. The Vice Minister claimed that he didn't know the man was a Yakuza member. I remember saying that, Yakuza members, you would think they would have, day jobs to hide that they're Yakuza members. We don't know whether that's true, but at this time, no proof has come forth of any involvement with the Yakuza. Man, isn't that kind of a far-fetched excuse, though? I didn't know he was a Yakuza. Would he really have dinner with someone whose position and occupation he didn't know? Nah, I think he's telling the truth. This vice minister was elected on a platform of eradicating organized crime. Well, that's kind of why he would lie, though. I doubt he would actually involve himself with the underworld. This AI the Somnium Files all over again. There are plenty of people who consider intimacy with politicians as a sign of status. It could be that this Yakuza hid his identity to get closer to the vice minister. I agree. No objective material proof has come forth that connects the vice minister with the Yakuza, and simply eating together isn't enough to merit hounding by the national diet. Objective material proof, huh? Shorty, I want you to take down the following helpful advice in red pen. When you want to prove something, verbal testimony and reasoning won't cut it. The only thing you depend on is objective material evidence. And I don't know if I brought up that I really am beginning to think this is a reference to Umaneko, where they would state red truths so that you would know for mystery-solving sake that red was genuinely the truth and could not be faked. Did you write it in red? Don't forget the underline. Where am I supposed to be writing this down? With that pen that got thrown away. Now that you mention it, this one here, beset Vice Minister of Social Sciences dines with Yakuza following burglary. Did this Vice Minister get robbed? I remember this part. Yeah, 6 months ago, this Vice Minister's home was broken into by a group of burglars. They stole works of art, gold bars, wristwatches, and leather goods, his laptop, his phone. In short, only items of significant financial value. And I remember thinking, Could it be that some of this is the stuff that the protagonist got in that auction, and maybe that's why we're being targeted? The burglars were arrested a few months later, but most of what they stole had been sold off. The damages were estimated at more than 100 million yen. Oh man, that vice minister just can't catch a break. Maybe that broken phone of ours holds all the secrets of the vice minister and his evil dealings. I think that's as much checking as I need to do. Thanks for letting me see what was in your bag. I've got the general story, but there's one point that's on my mind still. It was part of the video she showed me of the online lecture. It's kind of bugging me. I want to watch it again. Should I ever send it to me? And I said, yes. Say, Cheryl dear, I have something to ask you. Would you mind sending me that video you just showed me of that online lecture? Here's the address. Oh, of course. I don't mind, but why? I'm interested in the content of the lecture. It was a math lecture, right? I've been going through some trial and error where math instruction is concerned, and I'd like to use this lecture for reference. All right, just a moment. There, I've sent it. Thanks a bunch. So, Shorty, you've remembered that you were a private tutor? Yep, I remembered the circumstances when I was almost killed, and things about myself like my name and occupation. But I still don't remember anything about the people around me. I don't even know my own girlfriend, and I can't picture a single one of my friends or colleagues. The rest of your memories will be restored after a few hours, right? Yep, thanks to the memory restorative medicine I took. What do you mean you took? I took. If only. Huh? What was that? No, nothing. Hey, black-haired girl, we're about out of time. All right, although I am reluctant to part, I will excuse myself. I'll be waiting to see you again, Shorty. Shorty, the black-haired girl has left. I want to ask you something. What? Your reason for having her send you that video. That whole thing about being interested in the online lecture was just a front, wasn't it? How could you tell? It was blatantly obvious. Well, there was something in the last part of the video that caught my attention. Here, watch. I want you to look carefully at the part that takes place around 5:43. The black-haired girl suddenly stands up and disappears from the camera. Right, because the pizza she ordered had just come in. She must have gone to the front door to get it. The order arrived, so she stood up and headed for the front door? Yeah, I don't think so. When a delivery gets to your house, they ring the doorbell, right? Ding dong, but there's no sound like that in the video. I'm going to play it at full volume just to be sure. See? There's no doorbell before she stands up. You're right, I don't hear a doorbell in there. If she was lying about the delivery, then why did she get up? I had her send me the video because I wanted to know the answer to that. And I noticed something. If you enlarge the video and zoom in on her face, it's easy to see. Here, look at her face right before she gets up. Her face turns to the bottom left and her eyes get wide. It looks like she's surprised about something. It's hard to tell what she's looking at because of the poor video quality, but I'm pretty sure it's her phone. She had her phone set on the left side of the desk to record the online lecture. And at 5:43, she looks at her phone, gets surprised, and stands up. What did she see that surprised her? What could have shown up on her phone display at 5:43? Who knows? Keep in mind, though, this could just be your own suspicion running away with you. Maybe the black-haired girl stood up because she saw the delivery person outside the window. Well, I guess. I don't want to think she'd lie to me, but... Okay, the cheerleader and the black-haired girl are innocent. That just leaves the pig-haired girl. I'm still not convinced they're innocent. If Cheryl Satome is the culprit and one of those three in the hallway is Cheryl Satome, then it means that the pig-haired girl is your girlfriend and the one who tried to kill you. Jumping to a lot of conclusions here. Yeah, it does mean that. But I can't just decide that she's the culprit by process of elimination. I want to hear what she has to say. My theory about Cheryl Satome being the culprit could be wrong. True. So should I go and call her now? Double up. I was wondering when we were going to hear that alert tone again. What does it say this time? Hey, what are you zoning out for? Tell me what the email says. Here's my phone. You can see for yourself, Doctor. What, are you not interested in what it says? No, I'm just kind of scared to find out. Scared? Really? After everything that's already happened? Well, whatever. Let's see. Let me read this aloud to you. The girl with the pigtails is Cheryl Satome, the culprit. Send the other two home immediately. So, without any response to the mail you've sent earlier, they've just declared that the pigtail girl is the culprit. What do you think? Hey, are you listening? I'm asking your opinion on this email from our unknown sender. Sorry, I was just thinking about the sender's intentions. How many times have we had this discussion? Thinking about it won't bring any answers. I know, there's no way to come up with their objective. All the emails are one-way instructions and orders. They didn't respond to me, so I guess they're not interested in interacting. But don't you think it's fairly clear what they want? I say their demands could be split broadly into three things. First, to let the girl with the pigtails into the room. Second, to send the other two home. Third, not to call the police. This might be kind of a weird question, but if you absolutely had to pick one of these three demands, which would you say is the most important to the sender? Letting the pigtail girl into the room, probably. What about you? Which of them do you think is most important to the sender? I figured out who the sender is, having the girl with the pigtails enter the room, sending the other two home, not calling the police. I don't remember what I picked the first time, but I think it was sending the other two home. 5 of the 6 emails I've received so far mention the girl with the pigtails, so I assume she had some special importance to the sender. But also 4 of the messages mention something about sending the other two home. I think sending the other two home might be especially important to the sender. No, I think you might be delving too far into it. Wouldn't it be more natural to assume that the sender is the pigtail girl and she keeps telling you to bring her in because she wants to talk to you? I guess you're right. Let's leave the mystery of the sender aside for now. It's time to talk to the pigtail girl. The cheerleader and black-haired girl both have proven alibis. And if your theory about Cheryl Satome being the culprit is correct, then the pigtail girl is our perp. Is she the culprit in Cheryl Satome, or... Wait here, I'm going to call her in. I hope this isn't the one where we flash back to how we met her, because that scene feels like it's really long. Pigtails, come in.
Hello, me again.
Hello.
Shorty, your face is all stiff. You're not scared of me, are you?
Oh, no, of course not.
I see. That pushy cheerleader and the gloomy black-haired girl are both innocent, huh? You think the culprit is Cheryl Satome, right? And if the cheerleader and the black-haired girl are innocent, then that means this pigtailed babe left over must be the one who did it.
Yes, it does. Well, to be totally honest, I do want to pin down for sure whether one of the Cheryls is the culprit, but at the same time, I don't want anyone to be the culprit. The cheerleader and black-haired girl were both innocent. If my reasoning is right, that makes you Cheryl Satome and the culprit. But I want my reasoning to be wrong. Actually, it might be more accurate to say I'm praying for it to be wrong.
That sure does sound like you. Okay, throw as many questions at me as you like. But before that, Shorty, can I borrow your right hand?
Huh? My right hand? Sure.
Here.
Whoa, what the hell are you doing?
Huh? What does it look like I'm doing? I'm pressing Shorty's right hand against my bosom, see?
Shorty, let go. Get your hands off the pigtail girl's breast right now. Don't move your hand. Don't move your hand. Don't move your hand. Don't move your hand, or don't move your hand. I think I picked the 4th one. That's strange. I'm not seeing any options for moving my hand. Pigtails, if you don't move Shorty's hand away, I'm going to kick you out.
Fine, I will. Boring.
Every single time you enter this room, you start testing how far we can push an all-ages game rating. Stop it. I don't know how this is an all-ages game rating. At all.
Look at Shorty's face, though. He looks like a monkey with his upper lip stretched out so far. He looked so serious before, but let him touch a lump of fat for 2 seconds, and this is what happens. Typical male, so simple. So, Shorty, how did it feel? Soft, right?
Like a marshmallow.
Nice and honest. I actually took my bra off in the bathroom earlier.
You're braless?
Even if Cheryl were the culprit, it'd be pretty satisfying to have a girl with nice soft boobs like this try to kill you, right?
Yes! What the hell kind of reasoning is that? Shorty, don't encourage her. It doesn't look like letting this girl take the lead will get us anywhere savory. Start with your questions. Questions? The questions to help you figure out whether the pigtail girl is the murderer. Will you please sober up? Oh, right. 99% of my brain was taken up by the feeling of her chest, so I completely forgot my original intention.
Looks like you're finally back to your old self. Bring on the questions, then. I'll answer anything.
So, same questions. Please tell me your alibi for during the murder attempt. Meaning between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. today.
Oh, I was gaming then.
Huh? You play video games? That's kind of surprising, actually. What were you playing?
An FPS called Underwatch.
An FPS? Seriously? An FPS? Seriously?
What, you know what an FPS is?
Yeah, most of my memories about myself have come back by now. I also play Underwatch. Wait, are you a gamer too, Dr. Keiko? I wouldn't go so far as to call myself a gamer, but yeah, I play Underwatch too. I wish they played Among Us. The sniper rifle is my personal specialty. I love hunkering down somewhere and just shooting away.
I like the assault rifle best. Just charge right in there and blow them away. It's the best.
You two and your characters match each other's tactics perfectly.
Anyway, back on topic. I was at home gaming between 4:30 and 6 p.m.
Uh-huh. Do you have anything to back that up?
Sure do. Have a look at my phone. I have a video of my screen while I was playing Underwatch. It's about an hour and a half long from 4:30 to 6. I was using voice chat while I played, so you'll hear me too.
I'll just take this and give the play video a looking over, then... Whoa, right after the game started, you just plunged into the battle empty-handed, beat a guy to death, and stole his weapon and ammo. Without any cover, you rushed the enemy team and completely destroyed them, all while humming to yourself. What on earth? And that your team finished the game in first place. You got the top kill score by a mile. Cheryl, you should seriously be a pro gamer. This isn't the way an amateur plays. Are you on a SWAT team or something? Wouldn't that be a great plot twist? She's actually a secret agent out to catch the murderer? But it doesn't sound like you're participating in the voice chat at all, Cheryl. You're just saying things like, time to kill a guy to the southeast, or time to throw a grenade, instead of contributing to the general chatter. I mean, that's still technically participating. No spirit of cooperation at all, truly a hardcore gamer. Hey, watch this bitch. She just completely ignored her teammate's request for aid and charged into the enemy army. No sense of teamwork whatsoever. Because all my teammates suck. If I waste my time with saving ants, I'll get ganked. I think it might just be that you're too good at it rather than them being bad. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that means my alibi is set. As you can see, it goes from 4:30 to 6. The log on the play screen also says today's date, XXXXX2. I remember wondering if you couldn't just alter that, like on your computer or whatever. And you can hear my voice. This might be hard to believe, but even I'm not smooth enough to try to kill Shorty while playing Underwatch. Yeah, good point. I guess this means Pigtail Girl's alibi is supported. Guess so. Man, though, Cheryl, I never would have guessed you were a gamer, much less that you would kick this much ass in Underwatch. Well, you were the one who taught me how to play, Shorty. Wait, what? Really? I started getting interested from watching you playing it. Then my sister got obsessed. Once I started, I got better than you had at it in no time. We've played Underwatch together loads of times. Wow, I'm sorry that I don't remember it. You'd better remember the time we spent together before too long. Okay, I'll move on to the next question then. Spare key. Would you happen to have a spare key to my apartment? No, I don't have one. Oh, but you're the self-proclaimed Cheryl Satome, aren't you? You're Shorty's girlfriend, right? But you don't have a spare key? You're doing this again? No, I don't. I don't have any reason to go to Shorty's place anyway. Shorty's bed is a tiny, worn-out pipe frame thing. How do you know what my bed looks like if you've never been in my house? It's all creaky and Shorty tosses and turns a ton, so poor Cheryl will get dumped right out onto the floor. So we'll do all our sleepover dates at my place. My bed is a queen, so we can go as wild as we want. Go wild? What do you mean, go wild? Pigtails, you live at your parents' house, right? Do they have anything to say about Shorty spending the night? Well, obviously, I only call Shorty when Daddy and Mommy are out of town or something. What about your sister? I wouldn't want my parents hearing all those sounds I make. Sounds you make? Hey, that's enough. We know the Pigtail Girl doesn't have a spare key. Next question. Before that, can I ask something? Shorty, you locked the door after you got home today, right? Yeah, of course. Not just the lock, but the chain, too? Always do. Then how did the person who tried to kill you undo the chain? You could open the cylindrical lock just fine with a spare key, but you can't undo a chain from the outside. Oh, yeah, you're right. Why hadn't that occurred to me yet? I'd completely forgotten about the chain lock. Well, thinking from a common sense standpoint, they probably just cut it. You can cut a chain lock? Yep, just use a small pair of bolt cutters. Once, when my ex-boyfriend brought in the girl he was cheating on me with and was keeping her in his apartment, I used a pair of bolt cutters to cut the chain lock and get in. It's quite possible, even with my build and physical strength level. She keeps interjecting with these anecdotes of what I'm pretty sure are illegal activities. Dr. Keiko, about how large would you say a pair of bolt cutters is? How heavy are they? Are they something you could just carry in your hand? Oh yeah, absolutely. They're essentially just a giant pair of wire cutters. The pair I had was probably about 20 centimeters long and about 500 grams. Who knows how much things weigh? Really? That's lighter than I thought. Yep, easily light enough for a woman to carry. Wait, Pigtails, why are you asking me about bolt cutters? Oh, no real reason. Just, curious, I guess. She knows something. Okay, I'll move on to the next question then. Let me smell you. I have a very big favor to ask of you. Would you let me smell you, Cheryl?
Here, go right ahead.
But please don't pounce on me with no warning.
Well, can you tell what Cheryl smells like?
Yes, I can. It's something citrusy and it smells amazing. I love citrusy smells.
I know, right? You smell like a combination of charcoal smoke and shampoo.
Oh yeah, probably because I took a shower as soon as I got home today. And then, somebody tried to kill me.
I know, I could tell from the soapy smell of your socks and underwear. What does it look like I'm doing? I'm just holding Shorty's briefs and socks.
That's not sanitary. You shouldn't go around touching men's underwear barehanded.
It's my boyfriend's underwear. It's not dirty.
Oh, I didn't know girlfriends actually said stuff like that in real life. I don't think they do. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm smelling them. I thought it was strange. Your socks and underwear didn't smell bad at all. They actually just smelled like soap. Why didn't they smell? Well, because you took a shower. But would a guy who was about to try to kill himself go to the trouble of showering before? It made me think Shorty probably didn't actually try to kill himself. He got mixed up in something else. And it turned out I was right.
You're telling me you figured out at that point that it was a murder attempt instead of a suicide attempt? Don't lie to us.
What would I get out of lying about that?
That's about it for my questions. Well, this is a problem. The cheerleader, the black-haired girl, and the pigtailed girl. All three of the Cheryls have alibis. Your theory was that one of the Cheryls must be the culprit, right? But at this point, it looks like that theory is about to collapse all over again. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't expect this. So maybe it really was the stalker who did it? Someone with a strong grudge against you, who had a way of breaking into your residence and kept harassing you over an extended period of time. I think this is where we get her theory on the stalker and all that, and I don't want that because this is going to be a really long part. I think that's the closest thing we have to a culprit.
I don't.
What do you mean?
I'm saying it's not possible for the stalker to be the culprit.
Yeah, I think that's what this is. Why exactly? The stalker is someone who seriously resents Shorty. The harassment may have been suspended, but maybe it just started back up in the form of this murder attempt.
Don't think so. The stalker doesn't resent Shorty to start with. It's the opposite, actually.
The opposite?
Hey, let's drop this topic. Talking about the stalkers is no fun at all. How about we talk about something else?
I'm actually super curious to hear this girl's analysis of the stalker. Since she has a different standpoint on the stalker from me and Dr. Keiko, maybe we could get some new information and deductions from her. Well, should I ask her a bit more about her analysis? Yes, ask her about the stalker. I'm curious to know your thoughts on the stalker. You just said the stalker didn't have a grudge against me. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, the stalker is crazy about you, actually. Like, literally crazy. She loves you, so there's no way she would try to kill you.
I don't think that's entirely accurate, because I think there's lots of stalkers that love people so much they try to kill them. I'm saying love in quotations because I don't buy into the hurting people you claim to love. How the hell do you figure that? Have you forgotten about everything Shorty was put through? I know you went through plenty of harassment yourself. As a result, Shorty nearly lost his job. Where in the string of stalking incidents do you get love? Come to think of it, you told us yourself. The police believe the stalker's true identity was someone who had a strong resentment for Shorty.
The police were wrong. My reasoning is right.
Then tell us about your so-called reasoning. Give us some proof that the stalker doesn't have a grudge against Shorty, but in fact loves him.
Okay, first of all, let me put the stalker's activity in a simple chronological order. The stalking started 6 months ago. It was right after Shorty had become my tutor. First, the stalker broke into Shorty's apartment, and over the course of a few break-ins, they stole his laptop, alarm clock, coffee maker, and other stuff like that. Changing the lock didn't help. They stopped messing with Shorty after about a month, but then moved right on to his students. I've already told you what happened there. The harassment kept on intermittently for a while, but a month ago, just when it looked like Shorty might lose his job, it suddenly stopped. Got all that so far?
Yes, all of this is stuff we've heard already.
So, you remember how his students were getting these letters telling us to cancel our contracts with him?
Yes, I do. They dragged the students into it and sent those menacing letters because they wanted to ruin Shorty as a tutor, right? He was almost fired because of it.
What? If the stalker really wanted to ruin Shorty's position in society, don't you think there were smarter ways they could have done it? If I hated Shorty, I would make a bunch of inflammatory posts on social media under his real name. Or I would make loads of calls to the places he worked, the police, and the tutoring agency, saying he was a pedo who messed with his students.
Well, now I know not to make an enemy of this girl.
So, what am I getting at? If the stalker wanted to bring Shorty down, they went about it in way too roundabout a way. And the stalker drove you right to the verge of getting fired and then suddenly stopped. Why would that be? Isn't that weird? They wanted to bring you down, but once that was actually about to happen, they stopped? Doesn't that seem half-assed to you?
Seems weird for someone who claims to love me, too, because, why start harassing me in the first place? Good point. If the stalker wanted to ruin me, there would be easier, more direct ways to do it, and I can't imagine they would suddenly let up just as I was about to be fired. But isn't that how stalkers work? They don't think the way normal people do, so it's not totally inconceivable that they would act in incomprehensible ways.
That's what the stalker did, and it wasn't what the stalker did wasn't incomprehensible. I can understand it completely. You, Shorty, and the police are all working under a mistaken assumption. Well, this is going on too long, so let's leave it off here.
Agreed. I want to hear a bit more of her analysis of the stalker, but I think we still have to look in her bag, too. But I'm afraid of this girl. She's more than just quick-witted. She has an extraordinary sharp eye and sees through every inconsistency and contradiction. And that sharp eye, she's like an ace attorney, is likely to work to my disadvantage at the moment, considering I'm concealing an extremely important fact from Dr. Keiko and the Shirls. I'd forgotten about this. I don't know what he's concealing. I can't let Dr. Keiko and the Shirls find out what that important secret is yet. What is it? But if I keep talking with her for too much longer, our pigtailed demon may well see through my secret. Should I ask her more about her thoughts on the stalker? Or should I change the subject? Ask her more about her analysis of the stalker, move on to a different topic. I remember I chose move on. Yeah, I'm extremely curious about the stalker, but for now, I'd better change the subject. I think it's just about time for us to finish up, but I have one last question, or more like a request for Cheryl. Is that okay? Fine, but only one. Got it. Want to see your phone or see what's in your bag? Let me see what's in your bag. All right, I'd like to see what you have in your bag.
My bag? Why do you want to see my bag?
Simple curiosity. The things people carry in their bags show their personality, right? I want to see what you have so I can get to know you better.
I feel a little like I'm being interrogated, which isn't super great. What, do you still think I'm the culprit?
Oh, no, not at all. You have a legitimate alibi, so I don't suspect you anymore. Like I said, I'm just curious.
You're really interested in what I have in my bag?
Yes?
Then get out of that bed, kneel down in front of my feet, and lick my feet. If you do, I'll show you what's in my bag.
No. What? Lick your feet, you've got to be kidding. How could I possibly do something like that just for a look inside your bag? No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, there's no way. Just do it or don't. Don't. It's gross.
You're not gonna lick them, really?
Really, I mean, it's weird to have licking someone's feet as the premium option in the first place. So apparently that was a premium one. Quit writing stupid options. What are you even talking about?
By the way, Shorty, I've been wondering.
That was a really weird cut.
There's only one phone sitting on that side table. Where did your other one go?
Huh? What do you mean, my other one?
This amnesia thing is such a pain in the ass. You dropped your phone and broke the screen like a week ago, so you bought a newer model in addition to it. And you couldn't be bothered to transfer most of your data over because you're just like that. And you've been walking around with two phones, the old one with the cracked screen and the new one that you just bought.
Really? I guess it's something I haven't remembered yet. I had no idea. When you were discovered, this was the only phone in your pocket. The new one with the screen intact. Where could the other one be, though? Back at my apartment?
Oh, this is a perfect opportunity, though. Can I have the number and email address for your new phone? You still haven't given them to me.
Of course you can. Hey, though, I guess I finally understand. The fact that the protective film hasn't been peeled off this phone and it only has the default apps installed. It's because I just bought it. You sure did drop a lot of money on it, too. This is a flagship model, so it must have cost a pretty penny.
Oh, I don't think he bought it. He said someone gave it to him.
Someone gave it to me? Who?
I think he said one of your students' parents runs a big electronics retail business.
That matches up with black-haired girl.
And that's who you got it from.
Huh? Wait, could that be... Yes, I think this is where I left off last time, yes. So I'm going to cut this part here and hope it doesn't do what it did last time and cut itself off and like restart me earlier in the game. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment and I will catch you next time. Bye!